Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome. What a glorious morning. I'm sitting in my seat, just so grateful to be here, overwhelmed with love and purpose. And I'm so proud that I get to be here this morning to hear my daughter, who I love so much. And look at all her friends here who I've watched grow up and who are here to support her. And you know, they caught me off guard. They asked me 5 minutes ago. So I really didn't have anything prepared. Not that I need to prepare an introduction to my daughter ever. You know, he was saying, say a story or something, and really, I have no story to tell right now other than I love you. My story is a story of love. And my story is a story of the path of love. And I think what I could just say right now in this moment, is that we have had, as the gentleman mentioned, in this world, we have a world of turmoil and a world of leaders and a world of time of trying to just connect and find each other and, you know, find a path of peace and healing. And the reason why I'm emotional is because that has also been a path in family. And if we can't have that with our own family and children and parents, then how can we truly reach out to the world and give that? And my daughter and I have definitely had our path of hills and valleys and healing, but thank God we've always had love. And through that love, we're here today together, you know. And my father's here because I know that he loves his granddaughter. Thank you for coming. And my husband's here because I know that he loves his daughter. And through love, we can show up through anything, you know. And that is my story. That is the story of love and searching and seeking always, you know, to be the best that we can be. So with that, I have never been a more proud mother in my life. I feel so lucky to have Tatiana Roshan Demir.
Right now, I'm really going to try to pull it together for you guys. On my face. Thank you. I really need a moment for that. I'm going to have to get into this. It's funny, I feel like what I'm going to speak about today has already been mentioned in a lot of different ways, and it wasn't really explained in my title, which is why it's funny to me. Which some of you may also be wondering about, lasagna, yoga, and Baha'i faith, spiritual tools for developing unity and fostering healing. How that title came about, Joe's in charge of asking people to speak at the Sunday worship, emailed to my husband actually, and CC'd me and was like, hey, do you think your wife would be interested in speaking at Sunday worship? And he was like, oh yeah, she's going to talk about lasagna, yoga, and the Baha'i faith. And he responds like, okay, if I don't hear back from you, then I'm going to put that as the title. And he had a picture of someone doing a yoga pose, you know, a picture of lasagna, and a picture of our shrine from our Holy Land. And all this is going on before I even, you know, check the email. And so by the time I get it, I'm like, actually, my title is going to be, you know, spiritual tools for developing unity and fostering healing. And my husband, with his great sense of humor, is like, boring. So I made a deal for the sake of unity, which is a very important concept in Baha'i faith, that I would, you know, keep this title and just put mine under as a subtitle. And my original plan was I'm going to really try to actually tie these things in. I mean, these are all things that I love. Yoga, Baha'i faith, I can do this, I'll work it out. But I had actually by then already been processing some things that I wanted to share today because I have such a short amount of time to speak. I really don't have time to get too deep into lasagna and yoga. So I really apologize for all those who came to kind of hear about that. But thank you for coming anyway. What I am going to try to talk about today is basically how family and community life affect our world at large. There's an analogy in the Baha'i faith, and basically say that the family is the cornerstone for humanity. So that's basically our foundation. what do we do when our foundation is shaky or we're having issues and we have some disunity going on? I mean, what do? That's our foundation for the whole world. I'm going to recommend that by tapping into our spiritual tools, which we've been given from our most beautiful divine creator, that is going to guide us, not only in our personal lives, in our families, in our communities, but therefore it's going to support our world by building that strong foundation. So really quickly, I just want to talk about some of those tools. One of the most obvious ones is prayer. Baha'i, the son of Baha'i, says that man becomes like a stone unless he is continually supplicating to God. He also says that there's nothing sweeter in the world of existence than prayer. I'm going to try to remember that next time I have a sweet tooth. Check out how we mentioned this grand Sunday. So we have prayer. We also have service, being of service to our families, our friends, the world. There's so many ways we can give service. And it talks about in the Baha'i faith that our work is worship and is a form of service. Just what we do every day with our lives. If we're benefiting humanity in any way, we're being of service constantly. So there's huge ways in work, and there's little ways just like, being there for a neighbor who is sick or whatever. We all find our ways. And not only do we benefit from that and usually feel the effects of that, but obviously whoever's receiving the service receives the benefits from that as well. Another spiritual tool we have is the writings from our sacred world religions. They all talk about every major prophet has brought a holy book and guidance and amazing wisdom to share with us. About reading the holy writings, Baha'u'llah says, "Immerse yourselves in the ocean of my words, that ye may unravel its secrets, and discover all the pearls of wisdom that lie hid in its depths. Take heed that ye do not vacillate in your determination to embrace the truth of this cause, the cause through which the potentialities of the might of God have been revealed and his sovereignty established. With faces beaming with joy, hasten ye unto him. This is the changeless faith of God, eternal in the past, eternal in the future. Let him that seeketh attain it, and as to him that hath refused to seek it, verily, God is self-sufficient above any need of his creatures." So prayer is reading the writings is another tool that we have. As was mentioned earlier, the Baha'i faith doesn't have any clergy. Oh, read it again? Okay. Yes. So Baha'u'llah says, "Immerse yourselves in the ocean of my words, that ye may unravel its secrets, and discover all the pearls of wisdom that lie hidden in its depths. Take heed that ye do not vacillate in your determination to embrace the truth of this cause, the cause through which the potentialities of the might of God have been revealed and his sovereignty established. With faces beaming with joy, hasten ye unto him. This is the changeless faith of God, eternal in the past, eternal in the future. Let him that seeketh attain it. And as to him that hath refused to seek it, verily God is self-sufficient above any need